Hi, and so here's video number 5, I think, and this one is another poem I wrote about. So I've spoken a little bit about, going through hell, like, and being tormented by demons, and like that was very real, like, and methamphetamine's a horrible drug, but it's not just from the drug. There is a spiritual reality around, and if you open yourself up to it, meth opens up drugs open up doorways for these things to get in, and so does, other kinds of sins, stuff you watch and give your attention to. And I did a lot of that. I'm certainly not proud of what I did and who I became, but so one of the poems or whatever was about the time I made a deal with the devil, and it came with some gnarly consequences, and that I saw visions of my name getting blotted out of the book of life, which later I would find out is a thing they talk about in the Bible. That I saw it like in the spirit, that's a deep vision. I had a lot of visions, and most of them were scary. That one actually looked beautiful until I understood what had happened. But anyway, this is a poem that's past that, after Jesus came back to me, or and lifted me up and decided, well, it depends on how you look at it, because I've had a lot of Christians just not believe my story, because God will never leave you or forsake you. And I suppose he didn't, because during the time that I was under all that oppression, I was heavily protected, and nothing really happened to me when there were people that would have killed me had they been allowed to by God, but they didn't, like the neighbor that used to say some hateful things, and I beefed with him, and I was high and ready to take on whatever when when things got crazy, and I went downstairs, and well, let's just get to, he pointed his gun at my forehead, and I stepped into his house, like, anyway, it was stupid, really dumb on my part, and he had every right to shoot me, but he didn't. And that wasn't the only time. Like, there was many times I had pure, like, evil hate all around me that had they been allowed to, I would have been a dead man. That's not to mention the times I OD'd and it didn't take me out, because God, in the Bible, there's the book of Job, and so Satan came to God and said, hey, actually God pointed him out and said, look at this guy, he's great and does everything right and blah, blah, blah. And the devil was like, yeah, sure. I mean, why wouldn't he? You've blessed him in all things, and, protected him and such and whatnot, but, strike your hand against him or whatever, and surely he'll curse you to your face. And I'm not this righteous man like Job was, but God had told the devil, yeah, okay, all he has is yours, and he's in your hands, and do what you will, but do not hurt the man, And so he wiped out everything he had, his family, his everything, but his wife, who sat there and told him curse God and die, but he wouldn't do it. And I did curse God. I was very angry that, yeah, I fell for a trick in a, vulnerable moment, and I made a dumb deal trying to fix things that I had messed up. Wow, I really got sidetracked and deep into a story that takes much more explaining than a little video. But my point is that there came a time where God lifted me up and dusted me off and put his spirit in me, and I was doing excellent. I'd never lived life like that. I'd never done so well. I even went to college, and I was like, I was doing very well. And I was sober, completely sober, didn't touch a thing for a good 5 years or so. And then my back went out, and it didn't go out. I had spinal stenosis and had to get a surgery, but I had to wait for the surgery and got prescribed a heavy amount of oxycodones and got really hooked on that. And then when they took them away, I did what an addict does. My addiction already flared up, and that led back to my old self and behavior. And I remember I did this hit of dope, meth, and when I did, there was shadows all around me, and I could see them flickering, and I could feel them go into my eyes. That sounds insane, and but I felt them go deep in, and they were demons, and they sat there. It's hard to explain, but they got in there again after God had cleaned me out, just like it says in the Bible about, when a demon is sent out, it goes through arid places and, later decides to come back to that house. And when he finds it swept clean and empty, it goes out and finds 7 more worse than itself and brings them back. And that's what happened. And they weren't able to overcome the faith that I had, that God made strong. God had given me strong faith, but not at that time. It wasn't able to, and I had some scary experiences like that. I wasn't smart enough to, just drop it right there. I kept going until things got so scary that I'm like, man, no more, I turned on the radio, a Christian radio station called Air One, and it played a song that just brought me back to life, and I was able to what am I doing? And but a few years went by. I never really got back on the path solid like I should have been. And there came a time where those things that went in me overcame the faith I had. Like, for a long time, it just sat in there as a deep sadness and a distant fear, but one I knew that I was going to have to face it again like the first time, and it was going to be awful. And sure enough, it was awful when it overcame me and put me back on my couch, unable to rise, with no life in me, no interest in anything. I had this beautiful son, and I loved him, and it was so hard to be around him because, all I could think of was that, man, there's going to come a point where I'm going to die, and I'll never see him again. I was going to go to hell. I've had the same thought about, my mom after she died. That was all I could think about, was that, man, my mom, I loved my mom more than anybody on the earth. And then my son, so it was really just awful. And Though I wasn't doing drugs when it came back on, well, I suppose, yeah, in a very light way. I was popping a small amount of pain pills or smoking pot, but it wasn't like I made, like, anyway, it was clearly not good for me, and it was able to come back on me, and it wiped me out for years. 4 years, as a matter of fact. So anyway, this poem, I know that's a long intro, and after going to school, and I'm telling you, I was doing well. I got 4.0s in calc-based physics and calculus, like not just one class, but a year of each. That's 3 classes of each, and I 4.0'd like 2 out of the 3 calculus and 2 out of the 3 physics. And like, I'm not trying to brag, it was, I couldn't have done it without God. I couldn't have done it without God. Glory to God, But like, my mind was sharp. I was sharp, and then the drugs, got back to me, and the demon thing, and I just got so bound up that I was dumb. I was like, my mind didn't work anymore like it was supposed to. And I was just hindered beyond all belief. Well, okay, so there's the 4 years of the latest torment and oppression, or however you want to put that. And then when I got prayed for, a few different things happened right around the time that it finally got blown away again. And the Lord returned to me in such a powerful way that it just, this whole, like, I'm going to hell was all I could think, and I couldn't get off the couch without drugs, which I did start doing after a while, to cope, and it was the only thing that would get me off my couch, and I still didn't have interest in anything except bad things. And, it made me so pathetic and so small again, But, like I said, God came back, drove it out, and one day it just wasn't there. I got prayed for by a guy. I saw Jesus' image, and I didn't see him in my room in light, or like, but I saw it was light and shadow, like, not the glowing white light like you would think, just, it's too hard to explain. Just, I saw an image of him on my wall, and I got prayed for, and a couple of other things happened where he was like, okay, it's time to get up, Wyatt. It's time to get up. And then one day it was just not there anymore. I was like, whoa, where'd it go? The I'm going to hell thing. And it was just gone. And so that was a very long intro into this very short poem that was just, what's funny? I wasn't even ready for that one. Maybe I was embarrassed about it, but I'm going to go to it. I was pulled up to a different one, but let me get to it right here. It is dang. I don't know what happened. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, okay. Sorry that took a minute. I should delete it. So I noticed that it got driven away. Sorry, I'm a little embarrassed that I had to go and search for it. I'm not going to edit it because I don't even know how, but this is the poem that I just wanted to see what was left of me, So this is it, and this is the first poem I wrote for years, and so this is what came out, and you know, I'm being vulnerable here because I don't know if people will like it or even understand it, because this is just where I was. I said, and it was does my mind still work? Is there beauty within me? Can I pin you some praise that my sins can't erase? Will you again show the way on which is sanctification? You can, I know it, and I hope in it. Find some soil within me and sow what you will. Always water with spirit, and when you speak, let me hear it. Your will is my duty, and to do it is right. Help me to find it, and I'll do it for the rest of my life. That's the first thing I wrote since he lifted me back up. And so that's why I do these videos, and my posts are all, my Facebook posts are Jesus this and that. And because doggone it, he came back again when he probably, I won't say he shouldn't have, because I'm going to make it right. I'm not going to let it in like that. He didn't let it in like that, so I'm not letting it in like that. And by doggies, I don't know what I was going to say. I'm going to bring him something good, like that homework assignment when you take summer break at school, and first day back they want you to go home and write about what you did over your summer vacation. I've said it, I don't know how many times. I can't turn that in. And so I'm going to do whatever I can to bring something worth turning in to the King, the one who saved me when I gave him no reason to. I had no right to think he would. I threw it away for nothing. And here he is. So here I am. And so I hope that hit your heart. It hit mine just thinking about it. It was, forgive my silent spaces and not being so eloquent. But I love you, and I hope that this meant something to you. And, the idea is, if you don't know that he's real, and I assure you he's so real, and so is the Darkling. And so make a choice, man. Not making a choice is making a choice, and please make the right choice, because everything I am is all about kicking that fool in the teeth and snatching any meal out of his mouth that I can, and bringing God something to show for my life. I'm not trying to earn my way in heaven. He's already just opened the door, but I'm damn sure gonna bring something more than a song. It's a lyric from a song, but all right, love you. God bless you, and thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, share, do whatever you can to help people see this, that it might help. I'm not trying to build my kingdom. I'm trying to build his, and I'm just me, but not that me. I'm a new creation, here to do something good. All right, thank you. Bye.